Happy 808 day, everyone. I hope all of you had a great 808 day. Today's actually Sunday, the day after, but I was watching some videos yesterday and caught the Dr. Mix video that he did on his 808, and he kind of inspired me to break out my 808 and put together something as well, just quickly showing it off. I also performed some long overdue service that I just been putting off forever. So yesterday I had my 808 opened up and I was just doing some cleaning of the contacts, the button contacts, and the pots, just using deoxit to clean out the pots. And I use deoxit fader lube on the tactile switches. I've used it before. I mean, I'm not going to say I recommend it. It works. It works for me. I don't know if you're supposed to use it, but I've used it before on switches, and it's always worked for me. So I was using the fader lube, just spraying a tiny bit of fader lube into the switches because some of the buttons they all worked, but sometimes were just not completely responsive. But yeah, so yeah, I just used a little bit of fader lube, and they're all working great now. Also, the I did some work on the start and stop switch and the tap switch. So the start and stop switch has been a little flaky for some time. It worked, but uh, many times you'd have to like hit the button a couple of times to get it to start. The tap switch was always fine, but yeah, the start and stop switch on this was just kind of going bad. I had bought replacement switches years ago that I intended on replacing. It just never got around to it. So I figured, hey, it's 808 day, good day to maybe work on the 808. So yeah, I bought some new Alps switches. These are the originals, and I just went ahead and replaced both the start and stop and tap switch. So those are all working great now. All the pots are working great now that I cleaned them out with some deoxit. So yeah, so this if I hadn't already mentioned, I've owned this for about 15 years. I bought it on eBay from someone in Canada. A previous owner had a mod done to it, at least one mod that I know of, and that's you probably noticed this switch here. This is a double memory bank switch, and what it is just there's a small daughter board connected onto the main board that has another bank of memory, and you just use this toggle switch to flip between the two. So you can see it's on this top bank now. When you flip it over, the buttons will go off for a second and they'll come back on. So now it's in the second bank of memory. So pretty cool feature. There may have been some other mods done to the voice board itself. The only thing that I'm kind of curious about is the hi hats. I've heard a number of 808s over the years, and the hi hats on mine kind of have a little more um, sizzle, I guess I would say, to it, or they seem a little bit brighter than the samples I've heard from other 808s. I'm not really sure if there was anything done to it. It just might be this unit. But yeah, it may have had some other mods done to it. Nothing major. Other than I did do one big mod, I guess you can say, probably about 10 years ago. So, and that was I installed the CHD MIDI interface. So with that, that's a non-destructive interface that replaces the DIN sync socket with a proprietary socket, which it came with a cable that converts it to a regular DIN cable. And yeah, it's a MIDI interface that allows for MIDI sync. You can play instruments back over MIDI as well. There's a nest of wires soldered to there's a cable with like it's like a nest of wires soldered onto the main board to like the trigger points on each instrument. You can also it'll still do DIN sync, and then you can also switch it to the internal clock. Right now it's on the internal clock, but when you switch it to MIDI, so they came with like a little LED light that I went ahead and installed. It's like a MIDI indicator light. That's MIDI mode, and then at the top it's in DIN sync mode, but I'm just going to go ahead and put it in the internal clock mode. Yeah, so that's like the only major mod that I've done to it, is put that kit in. So, but yeah, I mean, it's a great unit. It's in condition. It's in pretty good shape. I mean, there's some scratches, like small scratches here and there, but overall, I think it's in pretty decent shape. So, but yeah. So, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and close the video out here with a few little patterns that I programmed in for 808 Day. So, thanks for watching, everyone.